Hi, today I have a fast and simple fun fold for you, and I'm going to give you the sneak peek of what it looks like here. I'm going to open this up. So you open up and there is the inside of the card. So it is just really cute. It's super simple. I love this layout. In fact, I couldn't stop making them. I've got quite a few cards to show you at the end. So I just want to say that I'm glad that you joined me today. My name is Karen Sliwinski. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and right now I live in Copley, Ohio, which is just south of Cleveland. But I have sold my house. I will be moving. So for the summer, I'm going to be living in downtown Cleveland. It's going to be summer in the city. So I'm looking forward to that, but this is probably the last video that I will be filming from my house. We are in the process of packing up right now. It's a little bit crazy here. My daughter is arriving from the Washington, D.C. area to help out. She arrives tonight, and we're going to be packing up all my Stampin' stuff and moving it to my new apartment. So I'm going to get this camera turned around, and we're going to get started making these cards. But please watch to the very end, and you're going to see a whole bunch of really cute cards. So I hope you like this. Okay, for the card, we are going to be using the Sweet Ice Cream stamp set and the coordinating paper. This is called the Ice Cream Corner Designer Series paper. It has got beautiful patterns. I've used quite a bit of this paper. In fact, I've used it on some of my recent videos. And then the coordinating colors. So the color base that we're going to be using is right here, which is Purple Posy. It's one of our retiring colors, so I'm a little bit sad to see it go. It took me a little bit to warm up to it, but now that it's going away, I'm kind of sad. So I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to move my stamp set off. So our card base is a little bit different than we normally do. So this card base is 5.5 inches, and it needs to be actually 10 3/4, but this one is 11 inches, and I'm gonna leave it at 11 inches for right now, and I'm gonna show you why in just a few minutes. So we need to take and do some scoring on this card. We're also going to need some designer series paper. So I've chosen two patterns. You're going to need this first piece, which is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to trim this one as we go. This one is 3 by 5 1/4, and then you need some basic white. This is 3.5 by 5 1/4. And then you're going to need some sort of a label and a ribbon and whatever sentiment you want to put on. So we're going to get started. We're going to take our paper and we're going to grab our trimmer. So let me move and make some space. So we want to do some scoring on this. So let's make sure we've got space. And the first score we are going to do is at 3 3/4. So sometimes it's a little confusing, these numbers. If you wanted to go to 4 inches, you're going to go right up and cover up that 4 marking and go to that line. But we're going to back it off 1/4 inch, and we are going to move our cutting blade out of the way, and we're going to score. So 3 3/4 inch. We're going to open this up, and we're going to slide it over to the 7. And so as you see here, I'm going to go right over and cover up that 7 and go right to that line. Close this and then give this a score. All right, so that's all we have to do with this one. Move this out of the way. Okay. Then we are going to fold this. So we're going to start here. We're going to just fold this back, and we're going to give it a good burnish with our bone folder. And then we're going to fold it back on itself. So we're going to have sort of this, it's almost like a reverse Z fold. Okay, and then we're going to trim off 1/4 inch from this end. But I'm going to show you why I didn't do that in just a moment. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our designer series paper and we're going to cut off 1/2 inch. So I like to do this. I've got my little trimmer. I like to have you cut this as one whole piece, so that when we cut this off, we're going to have a continuous design. So we had this initially at 4.5 or 4 inches, and we're going to take it down to 3.5. So I'm just going to do this slice here. So I've got my 1/2 inch. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and we can adhere this piece right to our card front. So I'm going to grab my liquid glue, and we're just going to add our glue right to this front panel. And it's just gonna fit, it's gonna center in here very nicely. And slide that into place. And glue that down. Then we're gonna take the part that we cut off and we are going to add it to this panel here right at the very edge. And so when we have this on the inside of our card, it's gonna line up perfectly, so that pattern is gonna look continuous. So here, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on its side. And it's gonna line that right up to the edge. And I'm gonna turn it over. Sometimes it's a little bit hard when you've got a white on white, making sure it lines up. Okay. And then this other piece is gonna go on the inside. So I'm gonna open this up and we're going to place this right here. And that's one of the great things about our papers is that you have all sorts of options, and when you get a pack of paper, it's going to coordinate. So you just have almost infinite possibilities of what you can do with this paper. I'm gonna press that down, and then we're gonna go ahead and put our white panel in. So like I said, this card is super easy to do, and you can make lots of them. All right, so I'm gonna put that in there. Now remember, we still have to trim off a little bit on this edge. So the reason I said that you might not want to cut it into the end is sometimes if you want just a little bit of a sliver, I'm just gonna put this in here and cut a tiny sliver off. And we might want to add that, I'll move this out of the way, to the inside of our card right along here. Okay, so we could do that if we wanted to, or we can just go ahead and trim this down to size. So I'm just gonna use this as my 4 1/4, and then I'm just gonna trim this piece, okay? So I am going to put my cutter aside. Now we're getting ready to do our label. So I have our happy birthday, and I have a strip of basic white. This is 1 inch wide. I get a lot of scraps of this when I'm cutting down cardstock. And I have my Blackberry Bliss. I'm pretty sure I have Blackberry, yes, Blackberry Bliss. And I'm gonna ink up my happy birthday. Get that nice and inked, and then I'm gonna stamp that right. I wanna make sure I can add a flag. So I'm gonna stamp that like so. Whoops, that really stuck, didn't it? There. So happy birthday. And okay, and then what I'm gonna do is trim this a little bit. I want this to be trimmed fairly tight on the side. And I am going to use my triple banner punch. Actually, no, this is the Pick-a-Punch. And I am going to put this in, and we're gonna flag this in where it's the beginning of the happy birthday. So I'm gonna slide that in, make sure it's straight, snip that, and voila, we have our banner. All right, now you're going to need about 20 inches of a ribbon. So on that first one that I did, let me open this up. This is a purple posy ribbon. It's very light and delicate. I thought it would be really fun to try a Blackberry Bliss. This is a striped ribbon, and it came out, I think it was part of this collection. They're the suite. So you really want to just kind of fold it in half, and then it's gonna go somewhere along the bottom of the card. So on this, I do like to use our Seal Plus because it's a nice strong adhesive. So I am just gonna put a strip right along there of my adhesive, and I want to put my ribbon, so it's going right over that strip, and that's gonna hold it in place. Okay, and then we can tie that. So here, let's adjust it a little bit. Sometimes it's easier to do it when it's flat. And then we can take our dimensionals and we can pop up our sentiment So I'm gonna add a couple of these. And we're gonna just put this right over that ribbon. And you could have, oh, that one's a little bit off. So let me position that a little bit better. So I'm just gonna put this, pull this ribbon taut first, and then position this right over the ribbon. Okay, and then we are ready to stamp on our inside. And I have Treat Yourself. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up my ink again, and we're gonna ink that up and just put that like so. So very, very fast, as you can see. Now, I thought it'd be really fun. If you wanted to give somebody a gift card, just put a glue dot on here and you can stick it to the inside so it would not be seen when your card is closed. And then when you open up, there is their little birthday treat card. And then all you're gonna do is you're going to tie this ribbon in a knot. This is great ribbon to use because it's not super thick and it's not gonna be bumpy. And so we are just gonna tie that, and you can adjust your ribbon. Get my finger in there. And there you have your card. So isn't that really cute and super fast and easy, and it's a great way to use up your designer series paper. So now I told you I had some other cards. So this one I made with our new butterfly suite, which is so pretty, so pretty. Love it. And if you open this one up, we're gonna untie this, and that's what the inside looks like. So it's really sad that this designer series paper sold out really quickly, but you could use anything with the butterflies. And then the next card I have is using our Forever Fern, and I used some silver ribbon on this one, and Time to Celebrate. Again, this could be a great card for a guy because it's not real frilly. Even though it's got a bow on it, it's not real feminine. Here's another one, great for a masculine card. You make the world a better place. So I'm gonna open this up, and on the inside, thank you for being part of mine. And a last one, this was, it's actually using some retired paper. I just thought this paper was lovely, and a nice little sympathy card. So there you have it, a bunch of great ideas. I'd love to see what you make with this layout, and I wish that you would give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my videos. I'm just gonna kind of try to put these out here for you to see. And then if you hit subscribe, you'll know when my next video is coming out. And I would love it if you shared the video with others. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward for shooting videos at my new apartment. Bye.